Let's just move back to where we're going. We're in now Numbers 22, and we encounter this strange character called the prophet Balaam. The children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side of the Jordan by Jericho. Now he's speaking on the east side here. And Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. Now Balak was, the word by the way means vain or empty. He was not the hereditary king. He was imposed on Moab by Sihon when Sihon had conquered them. And so he apparently was allied with the Midianites. We infer from a number of things. But he had seen what's happened. He saw Israel wipe out the Amorites, wipe out the giants up in Bashan. So he's terrified. Now, interestingly enough, though he's the king of Moab, he's not a Moabite. If he was a Moabite, he might have known that Israel can't attack the Moabites because they're prohibited to. But he's terrified. He's seen how strong Israel is against these Israel has conquered those that conquered him. So he's really terrified. So he realized that physical force is not going to work. He's got to resort to supernatural means. So he buys the services of what apparently was a well-known seer or prophet from Mesopotamia, a guy by the name of Balaam. And he wants him to come and curse Israel. He thinks he apparently has got enough confidence in that to gamble his kingdom against it. And he offers Balaam very fancy royalties for doing that. And but the prophet Balaam, even though he's a pagan prophet, God deals with him. He has connection somehow with God. He's able to, anyway, God chooses to deal with him. Okay, so Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was sore afraid of the people because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the people of Israel. And Moab said to the elders of Midian, see, they're affiliated with Midian somehow, now shall this company lick up all that are round about us as the ox licketh up the grass of the field? And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messages, therefore, to Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. And so Balak is resorting to this. Now, Balaam is the son of Beor, which in Chaldee is Besor, or the word means destruction in Chaldean. But Pethor is on the Euphrates in Mesopotamia. This goes way back, obviously, the history here. They've made some discoveries, by the way, of the great city of Mari in the Euphrates Valley. They've discovered all kinds of cuneiform tablets at Mari that revealed the background of this cult of prophets and seers that resemble, in many ways, the career of Balaam. They're still, don't misunderstand, they're still pagan, but they're parallel here. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. This is Balak's commission to Balaam. For they are too mighty for me, peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou blessed is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed. So he apparently, Balaam has quite a reputation, enough so that Balak is willing to, write a check. So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came unto Balaam and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again as the Lord shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. In other words, he's willing to be hired, but he's going to find out what the Lord really wants him to do, which is a strange contradiction. He's pagan on the one hand, and yet he's doing the right thing. And it may surprise you that there are Gentile appearances. God uses Gentiles. But this same thing happened to Abimelech at Gerar in Genesis 20. And you may recall God spoke to Abimelech about Sarah and so forth. Pharaoh, God talked to Pharaoh in his dreams that Joseph interprets in Genesis 41 and following. God spoke to Nebuchadnezzar in his dreams and visions. Some of the most dramatic passages in the book of Daniel were Nebuchadnezzar, chapter 2 of Daniel, chapter 4. So on. Saul at the witch consults the witch at Endor, and God, she herself is shook because she didn't bring up Samuel, but Samuel shows up, and It's a very interesting passage in 1 Samuel 28. Lends itself to a play, a high school play around Halloween time. It's a way of doing something that's biblical, that fits the occasion. And of course, the Magi were Persians. They were Medes, if you will. And yet God used them mightily in Matthew 2 and so forth. Anyway, moving back to Balaam, God came unto Balaam and said, "What men are these with thee?" And Balaam said unto God, "Balak the son of Zippor, the king of Moab, hath sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them, peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out." And God said unto Balaam, "Thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed." Balaam rose up in the morning and said unto the princes of Balak, "Get you into your land, for the Lord refuseth to give me leave to go with you." See, so far, Balaam's doing all right. Yeah, he's a pagan, but he went to the Lord. The Lord said no. He said, okay, he's not going to go. So far, so good. Too bad he didn't stick that. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went back to Balak and said, "Balaam refuseth to come with us." So Balak sent again. He said, "Yet again, princes, more and more honorable than they." So he ups the rank of the emissaries and sends them out again. And they came to Balaam and said unto him, "Thus saith Balak the son of Zippor, Let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me, for I will promote thee unto very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people." Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, "If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God to do less or more. Now therefore I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Lord will say unto me more." God came to Balaam that night and said unto him, "If the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them, but yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that thou shalt do." Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. Well, now this is getting out of a gray area. First God says don't go. Now God says, okay, if you're going to go, but make sure you say what I tell you. And he's on his way. Story's not over yet. We get this strange episode forthcoming. God's anger was kindled because he went. Boy, there's some lessons here. Balaam knew what God's attitude was, what God would prefer him to do, and what would allow him to do. How often we'll push our luck and do what God will permit rather than what God would prefer. But in any case, the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he's riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. Obviously, the donkey could see the angel. Balaam could not. So Balaam, of course, is furious. Now, the term angel of the Lord is usually assumed by most scholars that it equates to an Old Testament appearance of Jesus Christ. And the reason they make a distinction between the angel of the Lord, that phrase, and angels in general, is because they're offered and receive worship, which angels do not.